Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, fam. Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I'm gonna wait a few seconds. Here. Excited to be alive and well on this great day, y'all. Mm-mm. It's early. Yes, early. What is it? 6:47. It's early. Yes, it's early. But I thank God for being here another day. Thank God for that. Thank God for that. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. For those who may go back and watch the replay, good morning, good morning. We already know this is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice. I know I am. We will rejoice and be glad in it. Amen. 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 Okay. Before I go any further, okay, let me pay attention. So good morning, guys. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's about what, 6:48 this morning? And that's okay. Sometimes we just gotta show up when nobody's watching. And guys, I just wanted to let you know today is day 41 of 52. 41 of 52 Mondays, okay? We do Move It Monday and Meatless Monday every week. Now, family, I'm practicing becoming more consistent in everything that I do and obedient and confident in front of the camera, you know? No fancy setup, just me, you, and purpose. Guys, now, I don't know about you, but with my journey, I wanted to get on here and just tell y'all a little bit about my journey and hold on one second. I wanted to tell you a little bit about my journey, where I come from the start. Okay, I'm not going to go into the long version, but I just want to kind of give you just a little bit about where I am on my journey and how I got here. So I don't know many of you if you know anything about the Healthy Alternative with Chris James and his brother Steven. The Healthy Alternative is like a YouTube broadcast. And what changed my life was whenever I saw an interview with Lady Tay, and she spoke about her story, and her story actually spoke to me. Some of the ways that she went about losing her weight, I had went down the same road. I had lost weight. Can't remember the year, but I had lost weight. I had lost over 100 pounds. And then, okay, I lost 100 pounds. And then what happened? I ended up getting pregnant with twins, but I had kept the weight off for a good moment. And yeah. So then losing weight in that time, you know what I'm saying? That was one of the biggest things. That was a big to me. But the way I lost the weight with drinking meal replacement shakes and things like that. But then I knew later on I was not going to want to continue doing the shakes and the tablets and all of that kind of stuff. Actually, it became kind of costly and I just didn't want to do it. It was a wonderful program. No shade, no nothing, you know what I'm saying? But I just didn't want to do it that way. And because I had had people asking me how I did it, and I just knew that that's just not what I wanted to. I didn't want them to have to worry about that too, because every time, to be honest with you, it was a what do you call it, multi-level network marketing company and stuff like that. So I didn't like sales at that time, but there's nothing wrong with the company. It's just I didn't want to do that anymore. I didn't like the pressure of feeling like I was trying to sell somebody. And then even with that, I just didn't want to take the time out to even learn the skill of selling. So that's why I kind of shied away from that. I just didn't want the headache. But what I wanted to let you know was I watched her journey with Chris, and it blessed me. But then you know how sometimes we be watching and looking, and you know what I'm saying, we just piddle paddle. And that's what I was doing whenever I was watching her journey and stuff like that, and a lot of other people on there. On Chris's show, they do a lot of water fasting and things like that. Well, with the water fasting, I hadn't did a water fast and I don't know how long. The last time I did a water fast was with church. The church that I went to in Florida. We had did a fast, and I think I did about 7 days on that fast, but that was many months ago. But like I said, years back, I had lost over 100 pounds just drinking the shakes and just loving the new me. And then in 2017, I had my twins, and then my life changed forever. That pregnancy right there just kind of took me. I mean, man, going from one kid to three, So I don't know if anybody has gotten on or not, but I can't even see. Hold on, let's see. I'll do it like this. Okay, there we go. So like I said, going from having one child to twins, that rocked my world, and it was just something. My mind, and then just the mere fact of going from one kid, it stressed me out. I'm like, doggone, we don't divide, we multiply times two. It was funny to me though. It was like, now the crazy part of it is my dad had already told me, hey, how you doing? Not sure who logged on. God bless you. I'm just over here telling my little story about my journey. But with me having my twins and it changing my life, and me just trying to just think logically about, where are we going to go from here with 3 kids now? Okay. But one thing I knew for sure, once I had those babies, and I kind of had like I don't want to downplay it, but I had like some severe hemorrhaging and things like that. And just, it was fatal. It was crazy. And I was almost out of here. And at that point, I knew I did not want any more kids at that point, for real. And so after that, I struggled physically and emotionally. I started eating unconsciously for comfort, out of habit. Okay, before I knew it, I was in the 300s. You heard me. I knocked on the 300 door and I stepped in, but I said, you know what? Not for too long. I'm not gonna be over here. I winded up my ankles. I started having pains in my ankles and things like that. But I didn't beat myself up because this is my body. If I don't like the way it feels, hey, how you doing? Not sure who got on, but God bless you. Just telling my story, telling about my journey and things like that. So I was telling them that I got to the 300-pound door, and I said, no, I'm not going in, and I'm not staying. Well, I went in, but I didn't stay in. Okay. So my ankle started hurting. I was being winded before I could get like in the house, doing simple things, it was bothering me and things like that. And I was like, this ain't the life. I don't want to feel like this every day. And but I still kept going on and on. And I didn't really decide or make the decision to really change just yet. I was just watching different people online, seeing their journey, seeing what was working for them, what wasn't working. But I still, I wasn't hurting bad enough to make a change. So that's when God started shifting me. And I'm not sure if you are familiar with Dr. Myron Golden. One of the things he said, we can count the cost, and we can say we can't do something, but then we can count the cost about if we don't make change. So let me, I'm getting jumbled on my words. So you can either make a change and it costs you, or you can stay the same and it costs you. So you have to be able to wager the difference. Which one are you willing to pay to get the healing or get the result that you want? Okay. So another thing that I wanted to share was, in this season, I refuse to let cost, fear, or uncertainty stop me. I will not shrink back because heaven backs me. And the thing about it is, right now, it's like I'm walking in some of my best days, better days than I've ever experienced in my life, because everything that I'm doing right now is things that I wanted to do, that I prayed about. And I just never knew that I would actually be right here in this position right now. And so one of the things that that really gets me is when I moved here. I moved here in 2021. Hey, how you doing? Not sure who that is, but I moved here in 2021. When I moved here in 2021, I started working at Baptist Hospital. Working at Baptist, I met some amazing people. I had a good boss. She was being flexible with me and my schedule. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, the hospital has business needs. I have my own personal needs. And then I have my children, and I want to be able to show up as my best self, guys. So with me working and still, struggling with things within my health, within my body, I God had given me some ideas. God had given me J3 Fit for Life, being spiritually fit, being physically fit, being financially fit. And then it's just like my heart started pulling more towards the things that, he had been asking me to do. When God puts something on you, to do, you know what I'm saying? Well, for me, it became, what mattered the most to me. You know what I'm saying? We can set our focus on a lot of things, but, I found more joy when I started being more obedient and doing the things that God has placed on my heart to do. A lot of times we quit and we don't follow through on things because, for one, we don't want to learn what it takes. We feel like it's too big for us to do. But the thing about it, if God gives you something to do, he knows that you can handle the assignment. We don't feel like we can handle the assignment. Hey, good morning. How you doing? I'm over here just rattling about, my journey, my health journey and stuff like that. But a lot of times, it's better to be obedient. And I was just explaining, how I'm living in like some of the better days. I've experienced a lot of, trying days, a lot of this and that. But right now, this is the best that I've ever felt because I'm walking in obedience and I'm doing the things that God has placed on me to do. And I was sharing, you know what I'm saying? Either way it go with things in life, it's going to cost you. Sometimes we have to just override those feelings of we can't do this or we can't do that. The thing is, we have to stop. We have to pause, and whatever it is that you want to do in life, you have to, you have to just sit down and be willing to learn the lesson. Okay, you have to be able to learn what it is so you can get to the next level. That's what I'm trying to say. But with my health journey, now at this point, God has blessed me. Like I was saying before, he gave me J3 Fit for Life. It's being fit spiritually, physically, and financially. And with that being said, I just recently launched my nonprofit. I'm working on, the details of that, the vision that God has given me. I have some amazing people that God has blessed and put in my life to help me push forth the plans that he gave. We want to be able to make impact. J3 Fit for Life is empowerment through community. You know what I'm saying? So we have people, we have family, we have friends, we have loved ones, on all levels that need community. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we get so busy. And one of the things that we're going to be doing with the youth will be, hey, how you doing? How you doing there? Good morning. Yeah, thank you. Yes, ma'am. But one of the things that so you have community, right? So me as a mother, like I said before, I've experienced a lot of different things, just like everybody else has experienced things. It's just about, are you willing to share some of those experiences so other people can be free? Okay. So being spiritually fit, being able to tackle the word, get in the word, because we need the word. We can't get the help we need if we don't at least pick up the book and read it. Okay, guys? So even with that being said, God had given me, just to share one scripture a day. I get up every morning. My day starts about 2:30 or 3, sometimes before then. But at 4 a.m., I put a video out every day just to be able to bless somebody, because I've seen so many people unaliving themselves, and that's something. It's because, everybody is so busy doing life and not making time, to try to check on family. You know what I'm saying? So we have loved ones, we have friends, we have family members that are doing their thing on the internet, it looks like everything is good, everything is great. Everything is not always good in the hood, okay? Everything is not always good. So God has always blessed me to have a love for people. It's just now I'm trying to, I'm getting out of myself to do what he's called me to do. What that looks like, we're faith walking, okay? That's what we're doing. We're faith walking. So being spiritually fit, being physically fit. Physically fit, we have to take charge over our health. We have to pay attention to the things that we're putting in our mouth, family. I know the ribs are good. I know the chicken is good. I know the fish is good. I am in no way telling you what to eat. No, I'm not. But what I'm saying, we have to look at moderation. We have to look at those things, because the thing about it is, we don't want to leave the burden of our health on a family member or our neighbor. Yeah, we in it to win it, but you know what I'm saying? I got your back, but if you could do something that was going to help you today so we can be good tomorrow, go ahead and do that. Just we have to, start eating better. We have to start being more mindful of the different things that we ingest, whether it's spiritual food, whether it's natural food. We have to protect our body, and protecting our body means we protect ourselves by watching what we put in, what we hear, and then the surroundings and stuff like that. I didn't know this was going this way, but anyway. And then about financially fit. One of the biggest things, and I'm telling you, oh my God. So my freedom date from my job, okay, August the 5th, I left my job. I didn't have the full plan out, but the thing about it is I had to do what was best for me and my family situation. You have to do what makes sense for you and yours, and then trust God in the process. So I want to share with you, I have my own mobile notary and process serving business. And with that being said, I serve papers. Just like the mailman, people are not always happy to see you. They may be happy to see you sometime, but they not always happy to see you. Now, if you ain't got nothing that they really want, let's put it like that. People get excited when the mailman comes through if they got a chickity check, okay? And then sometimes people, excited when you got gifts. But as a process server, I don't always have good gifts, okay? And that's where I'm going with this. As a process server, I go and I may give a statement. Maybe it's a collection statement. You know what I'm saying? People don't wrote me off before I get to the door, but it's all good, because with what God has given me, for one, if I'm going to serve this person a paper and it's a collections notice, that means they having some financial problems. Or maybe they had some financial issues, but they're getting it right. So with us being financially fit, we have to take charge of our finances, guys. We have to look at that. And I made plenty of mistakes. I'm getting my stuff right as we speak. But I'm just telling you a little bit about the vision God gave me and the things that I'm doing and how all this stuff fell in place. But anyway, as a process server, I go deliver those documents. And then, that gives me something to be able to pray about, because, people are facing hard times. But the thing about it is, God has given us all skills, talents, and abilities, but we have to employ them. Okay? Those things that God has given you, we have to go ahead and see about, locking in and doing it. You know what I'm saying? God is the creator. Like Dr. Myron says, he's created us to create stuff, and he made us to make stuff. So what are we doing to help ourselves get in a better financial arena? That's all I'm saying on that. And I'm gonna move it right along. But back to my journey. So I started watching people online on YouTube that were making changes, but I wasn't all the way serious about my journey as of yet. December last year, I went on a cruise with my godmother and my loved ones and my son. And on that cruise, it was like a reset. It was a reset for me, for my inner man, because God had been leading me already to do a fast. But I don't want to do no fast. Fast for what? I didn't want to do one. But he had already been prepping me, you know, through other people by watching their lifestyle, watch what's going on and things like that. So when I went on my vacation, you know, I had been praying. I had been reading in the Word. Yes, I did go out and mingle a little bit, but I came back to my room. I pretty much stayed there. But I had a good time, but I was able to rest in God and even see nature and just everything that the cruise had to offer. When I came back, I had went on the YouTube channel, The Healthy Alternative, with Chris James and Stephen Michael, I believe that's his name. But anyway, it was a guest on the show. His name was Roberto Michaels. Okay. He gave his testimony. They interviewed him. It was amazing. Okay. At that point, I knew I could do it, but even though you know you can do something, sometimes you need structure, and that's why it's good to have a coach in your life. There's all kind of coaches out there, because if you need direction, God will lead you to the people that can help you get to the next level if you're coachable. You have to be willing to be coachable. You know what I mean? So with that being said, God had led me through watching Roberto's interview. I was looking for him, you know, online, couldn't really find him. Then I found Marcus, which is my group coach right now, one of the coaches that I'm under that's been a blessing in my life. His name is Marcus Hart. You can go find him. You can go link to his page. It's Raw Vegan Transformation. I'm not telling you what to eat or what to do, but if you want healing, if you want to feel better, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do to get it done. Okay. So with that being said, one of the reasons why I like Marcus is because he's biblical based. Matter of fact, every Sunday, if you're in the inner circle, every Sunday he has a prayer call. Every Thursday he has a live call where he has guests come in and they teach on certain things. One of the guests that he had on his show was Sade Martin. She teaches a message on Shema. Don't know if you've ever heard about Shema before, but baby, Shema changed my life. It's hear and obey. Hear and obey. That is simply said, but we struggle with hearing and obeying, guys. So that's one of the things that I would like, you know what I'm saying? Ooh, if you find her, you know, maybe you could check. Matter of fact, I think she has a program going on, but she's on health and wholeness and holistic healing and things like that. So check her out. So guys, on today, before I get ready to get out of here, today I'm going to fast forward 5 months in. I'm vegan, no shade. I'm a vegan. I'm still learning every day. Okay, I started small just by this going meatless Monday, eliminating meat on Monday, giving my stomach a break, my digestive system a break, every Monday. Yeah, that's why we at day 41, because every Monday I dedicated not eating meat. And anybody who know me, baby, you can count out the vegetables. I want the meat, bring it to me, okay? But that's changed. With me eliminating meat out of my life, I thought it was going to be a struggle. I really did. I thought it was going to be a big struggle, but it wasn't a struggle. I think it's because the way I went about doing it, it wasn't a struggle. And then you have to be willing to try new things, because just like when you're removing something, you have to insert something else in there. So you take something away, then you fill it back up with something else. So that's what I did. I started trying new fruits, new vegetables, and things like that. Okay. So and like I say, it starts with one step at a time. And today, your girl over here sipping on some of this. Hold on. Ooh, that's good. So I'm sipping on some of this genetic juice. That's a recipe made by Dr. Yaki. You probably seen him online. Phenomenal dude. Phenomenal. Okay. So I want you to know that you can do it. Today I'm drinking on this green juice. Matter of fact, my coach has us drinking a green juice a day. You know what I'm saying? And he'll have a challenge in January. I'll have one soon, another one. I have a 21-day accountability challenge that I host. And every day I pour into you and so forth. And there's a community that you can get into. But with that being said, I don't know how many people are still on the journey with me on Meatless Monday. But nevertheless, it's no biggie because I got to get mine. You know what I'm saying? I got to do what I got to do to get to where I want to go. And today I'm taking the kids out to the park. So if you're in the area and you're trying to, get out, get some of this fresh air, hit me up and then we can go, especially if you got kids, because these kids need to burn off this energy. Okay? So guys, no filters, okay? Hey, this me, the realest I could be. I mean, I don't know. But I love you guys. I'll be more structured next time. I just wanted to get on here real quick and just tell you a little bit about my journey. I did drop some links in the chat, in the comments or the description, just so you can see the people who impacted my life, who helped me realize some things. And then another thing, me working in the medical field, used to. Okay. With me used to working in the medical field and just seeing the different people coming in. I worked as a surgical tech like 10 plus years. And seeing people come in hurting, not feeling good, but not willing to change. How can you come in and don't feel good and keep coming back because you're unwilling to make change? That ain't making sense, fam. But needless to say that, and I'll get ready to go. But one of the things that I wanted to share was, as a surgical tech, when I was in San Antonio. When I lived in San Antonio and I was a surgical tech, and I would see them, do weight loss surgery on people, it bothered me. Like, even at my biggest, I never did want no weight loss surgery. And there's no shade to nobody who's had weight loss surgery. Okay, guys? I'm not knocking it. Okay? What I'm saying is, getting a surgery without understanding that this is a lifestyle change, it's a waste of coins. Okay? And that's why, when I kind of waited a little bit before, trying to really get back out and help people, because the thing about it is, it's good for me to help me. And then, I don't mind helping other people, but I want to help me at the fullest. You know what I'm saying? So when people would come in and not really get the concept that this was mine, you got to change your mindset. Okay, this is a lifestyle change. You have to start eating better so you can feel better. You know what I'm saying? It was pointless. So I'm reeling it in. If you want things to change, you got to change. If what you're doing now is not getting you the result that you want, you need to seek the person who has the solution. Seek God, and he'll put people on your pathway, but don't be ignorant. Don't overlook the people that are there to help you. A lot of times, because of pride, people will miss out on their blessing, will miss out on people that can really help them. People get discouraged because of funds. Yes, money is needed to make things work, guys. Yes. Yes, people do labors of love. You know what I'm saying? But to get the help that you need, you have to be able to at least invest in you. Okay? So risking the fact of investing in yourself is pretty crucial. It's crucial because if you're not willing to invest in yourself, why would you think anybody else would want to? All right, guys, be blessed. I see y'all. See y'all. Let me get my tail out of here. I got stuff to do. Bye-bye. I love you.